Good morning, my neighbors!
It's time for an alternative paper review.
Ladies and gents, it's Tuesday. We've made it through Monday, which is, of course, the toughest, most grueling day of the week. From here on out, it's just smooth sailing into the weekend. Isn't it? Sort of. Anyway, prepped with such positivity, let's take a look at what truths and wonders Fleet Street are permeating the journo-political discourse with this morning, shall we?
Migrants in Calais are just waiting for a Labour win.
Oh, God.
Boats war. Migrants are queuing at Calais. You should be terrified because the migrants of fighting age are queuing in Calais. There's lots of queues in Calais.
Like, oh my God. Oh, it's an emergency.
You're bloody well right, it's an emergency. It's a bloody invasion.
No, not you. No. Oi, it's an emergency. Could you sedate him before he hurts himself? Anyway, yes, this is the story that the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer appeared at the Sun's offices yesterday to take part in their YouTube-only show. No judgment here, lads. Called Never Mind the Ballots, hosted by political editor of The Beano, Harry Cole. Now, if you're not familiar with Harry Cole, he is a thick-skinned, hard-hitting, right-wing, tough journalist who blocked me for playfully suggesting his arteries were the hardest working thing in journalism. Anyway, they could have run with the fact that Sunak chickened out of saying who or what was to blame for their staggering lack of success of stopping the boats so far. They could have lampooned the fact that he started the show off by ostensibly removing one of his own ribs and blowing himself for bringing down inflation, when academically we know that was actually down to the global stabilisation of energy prices. But the guy is ridiculous. You know, when inflation soars due to global factors, oh, well, it's all outside of our control. It's all down to global energy prices and Putin's war in Ukraine. But when it starts to come down, actually due to global factors, now he wants a cookie and a beach? Like shamelessly taking credit for something that you played absolutely no part in. That is on the same intellectual plane as football fans, when they're like, well, we beat you 2-0. Like, he may as well have started the whole show off. Like, well, it's nice to be here. Are we all enjoying the weather? And the audience are like, yeah, it's actually really nice outside. Well, you're welcome. Anyway, no, the papers today are not jumping on his inability to say why he's been unsuccessful so far, and they're also not talking about his ridiculous claim at bringing down inflation. Instead, they're jumping on the queuing migrants at Calais line.
Migrants in Calais are just waiting for a Labour win.
Are they, though? Are they really? Because, I mean, I don't give a king's cross if they come here or not, given that they are overwhelmingly found to be legitimate refugees when they are finally processed. But you say they're economic migrants. You say they are men of fighting age, and you've got to stop the boats. So, how is that going? If people are sufficiently drunk on your xenophobia and populism that they truly think that this is an emergency that needs to be handled, why would they trust you to fix it when you've been anger-wanking over this same thing for the last 4 years, and the numbers have only gone up? Why would they be waiting for a Labour win when you've proven yourself manifestly incapable of stopping the boats thus far? I mean, why would they wait 4 weeks for the Labour win when they could just climb aboard a boat today in sunny weather and calm seas? Why would they bother waiting? It would be like the world's shittest theme park. I mean, after Legoland. You know, there's probably 2 aspiring asylum seekers talking to each other in Calais right now. And one of them's like, yeah, wait, which one did you get? Oh, I got the Labour one. The Labour one? The red wristband, did you? And you got to wait here 4 weeks for the wit. Yeah, which one did you get? Oh, I got the blue wristband. I got the Conservative one, so I could just climb straight aboard a boat today. Yeah. They'd be like, oh, man, I wish I'd got the blue one. I got the red. I got to wait here for 4 weeks. Wow, which boat do you get? Oh, I get on this one over. That one? No, that's Michelle Moan's boat. Yeah, nobody. That's the elite tier. Literally no one will ever touch that. Guaranteed. Yeah, no, we're this one over here, the digging. But it's setting off right now. So have a good queue. Matey looks back at his mate like, fuck. I told you the Conservatives were more efficient.
Prince Andrew's a nonce-burger.
Over to the Star now. Gaz has a moment off his head, son. Yay! Football gossip on the front page. And finally, to this piece in the Telegraph. 5 years of tax rises ahead, no matter who wins power, says the Institute of Fiscal Studies. Which is nice to be backed up by the IFS. I feel somewhat buoyed, you know? Because it was only like last week, I don't know how often you guys tune into these, but last week I was saying we all need to pan out. You know, it's not about who's applying VAT to private schools, who's going to slash national insurance, or inheritance tax, or who's going to have to cut these services. All any of it comes down to, all of it, right? All any of that comes down to is the national debt and how either one of these parties is going to bring it down. And in the absence of growth, which I don't think anyone is kidding themselves that we've got any growth on the immediate horizon, in the absence of growth, the only route you can go to start addressing that debt is further tax hikes. But neither one of the parties is talking about it. Instead, they're just like squabbling with each other. Like the Tories are like, oh, look at the black hole. Labour haven't told you how they're going to fill that black hole. Meanwhile, Labour are like, oh, well, they say that they're the party of low taxation, but they will continue to hike your taxes, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, the eggheads at the IFS are very much like, you guys need to start talking about this openly, because we're very much in choose your abuser territory otherwise. You know, it's like the voter is a beaten woman forced to choose between two violent drunks. You know, and one of them's like, oh, don't go with him, Shelley. Don't go with him. He's no good for you. He won't get you anything. I treat you all the time, don't I? I bought you that makeup the other day. And she's like, yes, Dave, you did. You did buy me makeup. Well, there you go then. But it was only to cover up my purple eye. And finally, to the Daily Express, who report that Princess Anne is in hospital after a horse accident. Yes, this is the story that Her Royal Highness Princess Anne was involved in some sort of incident. Yesterday, she was thrown off the horse. Reports at this stage are that the horse's leg somehow, may have kicked her in the head. And so the Daily Express have put this on their front page rightly, you know, and somewhat shrewdly, because they know that statistically, if you're kicked in the head by a horse, you are more likely to buy the Daily Express. Anyway, yes, she's in hospital right now. She's under observation. I gather she was able to be rushed straight in. They found a bed for her straight away. Reports that she was able to queue jump the queue of migrants outside with her blue wristband, as yet unconfirmed. Peace.
Oh, the princess fell off the horse again. Royal got spraying like a water main. To British politicians, and it's all a game. They're all the same, can't afford to pay for the schools or the hospital wards today. Plus, we gotta find some money for the war in Ukraine.